Good morning. It is hot like a twat. I'm all moist and shit. I'm gonna be recording this on Sunday, but it'll be up by Monday morning. You're lucky I put in my teeth for this shit today. Although I think I might do a show Tuesday called No Teeth Tuesday. Just because, why the fuck not? Summer is here finally. But then again, next week, who knows, it might fucking snow. That's Northeast for you right there. So, what are we going to talk about today? We could talk about work. What about work? Well, a lot of people think you work fucking 8 hours a day. I do not. I work minimum of fucking 9.5 hours a day. Last Saturday I worked 11 hours, 11 and a half, something like that. And we didn't have Juneteenth off. In fact, this year we won't even have 4th of July off because somebody decided, oh well, let's give them the whole week of December, right around Christmas week. Other than that, I'm working 6 to 7 days a week just to stay afloat. This economy is getting so janky. There's really not much you can do except work. Now, I would love to live like a hippie, but right now I can't do that. Not with fucking bills and debt and all that bullshit. So the goal is to get out of debt. That way, one day we can say fuck it and do whatever we want. After all, isn't that the American dream? If you can't tell, I'm pretty excited because my mic came in the mail just a few days ago, and this is the first time I'm actually sitting down testing it out. And so far, it doesn't sound too bad. But let's get back to work. So you work a job you hate, so you can provide for your family. So you have family stressing you out on top of work stressing you out. At the end of the week, you're nothing but stressed. Now, I try to be a relaxed guy, but you can only try for so long. The way of the world, like I said, family, work, all that bullshit, it weighs down on you. And if you're not careful, you can weigh down everybody around you. So do what you gotta do. Find a hobby. Find a fucking release. That way, because nobody likes, being depressed by other people. I went to school with people. I've met people. They're just fucking depressing. You can't be around those people for too long. Because you either want to hit them or just say, fuck it, I'm out. Dip. I don't blame you. But you gotta find something in your life that brings you joy and do that. And for me, it's sitting here telling you how I feel about this shit. Now, when I first said about doing this, a lot of people said, hey, you're not Joe Rogan. Nobody's gonna listen. You're not gonna be blah. I don't care. I don't want to be famous. I'll tell you this right now. If you don't like me, turn this shit off. I don't care. I don't need likes. I don't need subscribers. I don't need views. I'm doing this for me, myself, and I. I started a podcast about a year and a half ago. Got too crazy, got too wild. I had to redact some videos and some tapes. But if you're sitting here listening to this right now, you're going to notice that there's no video. I'm not doing any video. Because some of the people that I bring on here may or may not be on some kind of watch list. They may or may not be ex-criminals. They may or may not talk about drugs, sex, shit like that. So sometimes I might change names of my guests to protect them. Because the last thing I want to do is bring on someone, sit down, have a great, interview with them, and for them to lose their job, their livelihood. Sorry, a little stutter there. I'm still getting used to these new teeth. It's not easy, but I was at work recently. Actually, I'm not even going to say I was at work. Allegedly, I was at work. But I had an argument with somebody. And ultimately, I won by arguing that I could eat vagina through chain link fence. I know that's stupid, but hey, that's funny. I don't give a fuck who you are. So, like I said, you gotta find something that relieves the stress of the everyday life. You know, if not, this world's gonna eat you up. And sadly, you know, I know way too many people that couldn't cope. They couldn't handle what was going on in their lives, and sadly, that they killed themselves. Some of my friends left behind, you know, children and kids, and that is just, it's awful. I don't think anybody should ever do that. You shouldn't be so depressed that you don't have a way out. But unfortunately, sometimes that's what these people do. And they're good people, man. People that you could rely on and count on. And I think most of the time they're just misunderstood. I think a lot of people are misunderstood. Why is that? Because we don't take the time to sit down and talk to somebody. I truly feel like that's it. And if you can't do that, then fuck you. Seriously. I'm just sitting here. I might tell a fucking pussy joke or a dumb joke, but hey, man, I'm just trying to make somebody laugh eventually, you know? You have a hard day, fucking boss is being a dick. Fucking sit down. That's what I do a lot of the time. I listen to, you know, a lot of comedy, some podcasts. I just try to relax and unwind. And a lot of time, you know, that helps. It definitely helps. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes in life you just need a little bit more. And that's okay. I mean, you should, you know, do whatever makes you happy until your heart's content. You know, some people it's music, some it's movies. Find whatever you need. And alright, I ain't gonna be preaching for too much longer because it's hot as fuck in the studio today, so I'm just gonna throw up a short clip to, you know, hopefully entertain some people. Like I said, I'm not gonna be on here begging for shit. I don't care. If you like it, you like it. If not, see you later. Fuck you, Merry Christmas. But until then, I'm still working on having somebody coming on soon, so I'm looking forward to that. I'm not gonna say too much about that. I'm not even sure what we're gonna talk about. It might be relationships. It might be fucking where you co-parent. Who knows? You know, but I'm gonna talk to this person and we'll discuss it, and hopefully soon we'll sit down and have something recorded, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll see, but I'm very excited, and until then, I'll see you later.